think in terms of impact in the Asian dining scene right now, the most important one I see pretty much everybody going towards is health, or something healthier at least. So I see less consumption of meat. I see people turning more green, I like to use that word. We see also a research and a tendency towards sustainability, which becomes for chefs, for restaurants also for big companies, an important source, I would say, of an important factor, I would say, of the philosophy. That's probably the best way I can look at it. The reason is simply because we cannot keep using and desourcing the planet of its resources without thinking of the next generation. And I think that might be one of the reasons why today sustainability becomes such an important player. In terms of ingredients, I see a lot of focus on vegetables, mainly in my case for Pierre, because I try to stay a little bit more away from the meat. But it's not so much the vegetables as the vegetable itself, it's how we could use them to create a similar experience than what we have with meats. For instance, I was talking recently with people producing burger out of carrots. Another friend of mine in Malaysia is doing burger patties with tomato paste, and that I think this kind of new ingredients are fairly interesting in the sense they give us, from a chef perspective, the important part of our creativity done on product which we're not originally trained with. So it's easy to do a steak, a pepper sauce, and a side mashed potato, because that's what we were trained. But if you remove the steak, okay, what happened now? And that's where I think there's some interest into our industry to look at new sources of ingredients and new ways to work. With all the TV shows going around and the glamorous part of looking at chefs, I think some people have a wrong idea of what our job is really. It's not to smile on TV, put a bit of makeup and pretending to cut carrot at the speed of a train. It's probably more like, when you spend 10, 15, 18 hours sometime a day behind the stove, it's a different thing. So my advice would be, making sure that it's really your path. For that, the best way is go and spend a couple of days in a restaurant for free, do a trial, and see if really you have a passion for it. Maybe anyone ask me what is the problem in the F&B? F&B, HR, it's 4 letters, that's always our problem. Today I see a lot of people coming, trying a little bit here, I don't like it after a couple of weeks, I try something else, I also don't like it, and moving. So it's very hard from a chef and from an owner of a restaurant it's hard to stabilize a team, but it's also very challenging to try to interest people into something more than barely just peeling potato and chopping carrots. We now need to find a way to motivate people, to motivate the team with something else than just bare salary, or just something which is at the end of the month, here is your money. I believe in being part of something, believing in the company you're in, believing in their values, and yourself putting your own commitment into those values will be the way of succeeding for the future.